There is a spring offensive coming Ukraine's way. US President Joe Biden will be visiting Poland tomorrow, that is Tuesday, amidst the entire fear of a spring offensive. And according to Ukraine's defense ministry, Russia may attempt to disrupt Biden's visit to Poland. Now, according to reports, Russia plans to launch sea-based and land-based ballistic missiles, as well as air-based cruise missiles. Ukrainian officials say that these actions by the Russian military aim to disrupt Biden's visit to Europe through means of direct nuclear blackmail. US President Joe Biden, who will be leaving Washington today and will be visiting Warsaw tomorrow, will reaffirm Washington's commitment to support Ukraine in the ongoing war. According to the White House press secretary, Biden intends to send a strong message of solidarity. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that China is considering providing weapons to Russia in its war against Ukraine and issuing a warning. Washington has said that any supplies would cause a serious problem.
We also had an opportunity to talk about Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine and concerns that we have that China is considering providing lethal support to Russia in its efforts in Ukraine. And I was able to share with him, as President Biden has shared with President Xi, the serious consequences that would have for our relationship.
Blinken further asserted on how the assistance would contain lethal support, which includes everything from ammunition to weapons. Blinken had made similar comments during his meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, where he told his Chinese counterpart that if China provides material support to Russia or assistance with systemic sanctions evasion, there will be consequences. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Ukraine's military is inflicting extraordinary significant losses on Russian forces in the eastern Donbass region. Zelensky also said that the French President Emmanuel Macron was wasting his time considering any sort of dialogue with Russia. During an interview, Zelensky said that it will be a useless dialogue and Macron will only be wasting his time. The Ukrainian president further asserted on how it is impossible to change the Russian attitude. For more on this, we are joined by our correspondent Anas Malik, who is live from Lviv in Ukraine. Anas, how geared up is Ukraine for the incoming Russian spring offensive?
Well, Shivan, while you were asking me that question, while you were on standby for the live, we just heard air raid sirens across Lviv, blaring through and blasting through the Lviv railway station where I am right now. And that is an apt depiction of how geared up Ukraine is. They're not letting their guards down. They're short on weaponry, and that is something that President Zelensky has been asking the Western world to step up and help Ukraine to give more and more weapons. They're also requesting jets, but at the same time, the areas that are considerably safe, the city of Lviv, where I am right now, which is in the western side, more closer to the Polish border, it has been attacked, but rarely attacked. We've seen, if we compare it to other parts of the country, these air raid sirens are a testament to the fact that the people or the Ukrainian authorities are not letting go and are not letting their guards down, and they're making sure, or they're trying to make sure, that everyone remains safe in case of a possible assault or a possible attack that can come in from the Russian side. Shivan?
Anas, there have been reports that what was pledged to Ukraine from the West has not really arrived in Ukraine, as is what you were also saying right now. How is Biden's visit being perceived in the midst of all of this?
Well, President Biden's visit comes with a lot of expectations and with a lot of hope. Expectation because there are common people, not officials, who believe that President Biden should also be paying a solidarity visit to at least parts of Ukraine which are considered safe. That can be here where I am, to the city of Lviv, or should be. That's what their insistence is, because some people believe that this is the Ukrainian side is fighting for their survival, but on the behest of the United States as well. That's what they believe. So this is the common man or common people's opinion. But the perception is that there can or there should perhaps be some announcement for some sort of considerable relief. And when we talk about relief, it is in terms of weaponry. You rightly mentioned that the weaponry promised is yet to arrive. In fact, those Leopard tanks that the German side had promised, we are expecting them to arrive in Ukraine by the end of March. So that's what, another 40 days until those tanks get here, and Ukraine is equipped enough, or believed to be equipped enough, to fight the battle back. But in terms of capacity, if we talk about what when we are looking at the Ukrainian side gearing up for a counter-offensive, they're certainly short of weaponry, at least for the time being, and they're just hoping that President Biden's visit would bring in some relief when it comes to this this weaponry incentive or weaponry provision to the Ukrainian armed forces, so that they can resist back on the Russian aggression.
Right.
Shivan.
Thank you so much for all those updates, Anas. Stay safe.